of the second part in Pandas library. Today we're gonna have hands-on session. First, let us know that Panda contains data structure and data manipulation tools designed for data cleaning and analysis. So we import this Pandas as PD. This as is the alias name. Each and every time we can't type fully Pandas, so we have taken PD. Now we are moving to data structure. In this video, we will be just discussing about the series, Pandas series. By next session, we will be having the data frame and other hands-on things. Let's see what a Pandas series is. Series is a one-dimensional labeled array that can hold a data type. So we know that data type, it is of integer, string, float, etc. So a list can hold various data type. And a one-dimensional array also can hold any kind of data type. We want to know what is the difference between list and what is an array. List could contain only certain amount of data, but array could contain a large amount of data, that also a heterogeneous data. So we go for an array. See, we have an example here. So this is the form of array. This is the form of list. Dimensions, the human eye can see 3 dimensions. Now we have 1 dimension and 2 dimensions. So 2 dimension, it's of x and y axis, we can say. So here full of columns, these are all the rows, this is the column. So we could say it has 2 dimension, but here we have only one single row of elements. Here is the word, we have indexed it. As said, we are seeing Pandas series. Series is one-dimensional labeled array capable of holding any data type. So we have already imported the Pandas library. Today I am coding in VS Code. Usually I used to code directly in Jupyter Notebook. Today we are going through Visual Studio. The main thing we have to see here is the index starts from 0, not from 1. We are creating numeric series, number range 1 to 100 with 5 intervals. So this is the syntax we have here. So we gonna print this. See, as I said, this series start from the range 1 to and finish by 100 by the interval of 5. So this is the syntax given here. So it's just skipping 5 numbers, 1 to 6, 6 to 11, 11 to 16. Likewise, we are taking some 20 numbers. As it is 19, we can't say it as 19. We have the index as 0. It starts from 0. So we have to consider it as 20 integers. We are going to create an object. See, we have separate objects. These are all the strings that we are going to give inside the variable string. pd.series. In this video, we are fully going to create the Pandas series. We have not given it as a list. By separately, we have given it as string. Now it's gonna print that string as a one-dimensional array. Now it's gonna print that thing in a one-dimensional array. Yeah, we got it. See, the index starts from 0. As per the normal mathematical index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have separately given all 5 parameters. It is printing it as in series. So output data type is given as object. Till now we have seen we have the homogeneous data. The data given here is of the integers. The data given here is string. These both are homogeneous data. Now we are going to work with the heterogeneous type of data. We have float, we have integer, we have strings. So now how this is gonna work? We're gonna see this. We have pd.series and then the data. We're gonna run this. See, it does the same as everything. Here the numerical values are treated as objects. Now we are going to set the index value for the series. Here we have 2 variables. We are declaring list of marks and also declaring the subject. These marks are of integer type and the subject are all of strings. So create a series from above list of mark with subject as its index name. We are also giving another variable which consists of marks indexing the subjects. So we're gonna see this output. The difference here is by default the index starts from 0 and then the integer number continues. But now we are defining index. So the subjects are all taken it as an index and then the marks are shown in one-dimensional array. See, the data type is of integer. By default, it takes it as an object to print the values and index of the series. Now we are going to separately print this. See, we have defined this is the index, subject as index and then marks as array. So now we are going to separately print them. We are having max, science, English, social science as index. Instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we are having max, science and other subject as index. Now in the place of value, we are checking that we are getting the data type of integer. We are getting the scores. Now we are entering into a different concept. This is also a type of data. As we say, list, arrays. In that way, we have dictionaries also. It is assigned through, see, we have the key value pair. We used to say it as key and value pair. So these are all the key and this is the value. In the above thing we said it as index. Now we are naming it as key. So the all the subjects becomes the key here and the score becomes the value. So key value pair, it is a pair and this is also a pair. This is a pair and this is also a pair. We are declaring this in a flower braces. So with key value pair, the dictionary has been declared here. Now we are going to check with that whether only the list or one-dimensional array is processed by pandas or any kind of data is processed by pandas. So now we are going to check that. Yeah, we obtained the same answer as we obtained here. See, here it was in a list. We were having two lists and we merged it as marks and index. Now it is in the form of dictionary. See, the JSON files, usually JSON files are in the form of dictionary, key value pairs. So pandas could process any kind of data and it could generate a data frame or a data series. So we are getting clear by this. Now we are moving to pandas with numpy. So first step, we are going to import numpy as np. As I said earlier, we can't use the library name continuously. So we are giving an alias name. So in a variable, we are giving np.linspace and we are going to print that. We are having linspace. This is a package given in numpy libraries. So we're gonna use this. It return evenly spaced number over a specific interval. See, we have a starting point, we have an end point and we have 5 as the interval. So we get this answer. We are now converting this one-dimensional array. Now we are converting this into a Pandas series. Let's try it. Yeah, see, this is a one-dimensional array. We are converting it into a Pandas series. This is clearly given that the data type is of float. Now we are going to enter in an interesting part, this missing values. Treating these missing values in data science, that also the data cleaning process, is a crucial thing, and the 80% of data science work goes on this data cleaning. We have to properly treat this NaN values, that is the missing values. We have to properly treat it. This is the basic step which we are going to start here. See, we have subjects as max, science, etc. And we are also having a dictionary. Now we are going to give this data. See, the dictionary as data and index as subject. Going to, yeah, see, we have a subject art and craft. This data dictionary is missing a subject name and its value. We don't have art and craft here. So it is returning a NaN value. That is a null value. We don't have a value here. We have art and craft in this index, but we don't have mark for that subject. So we can't leave it as such. So by default, this is taking it as a NaN value which is of null. We will be discussing about this NaN null concept in the upcoming sessions, which would give you a clear path in the data cleaning process. Now we are going to manipulate the series. In the real time, we will be having a really large data set. In that, we have to check whether the data has a null. We have to check whether the data set contains a null value. If we are having null values, we can't do furthermore processing because we could not have a proper conclusion in our model if we are having any null values. We can't build a model and we can't do any further processing keeping these null values. So we have to properly treat the null values. We will be seeing that in the further classes. Now we are going to just check whether our data set, that is the mark series which we have given here, has a null value or not. By manually we could say art and craft has a NaN value. We are having some 5 data or 6. But in a great data set, we can't find each and every row and we can't say here we are having null values. So we are leaving this to pandas. Let's see how much null value do we have. It is giving a boolean value. You could see the data type is of bool, which is of boolean value. We are asking that is there any null value. So it is returning that no, it doesn't have a null value for 2 statements, and for the third data it is saying yes, you have a null value here. That is what it is saying, false false and true false. We are getting this true because we have asked a question. Is null is a question, so the answer is given in the form of bool. See, we are having another case. We would run this. See, it is giving another set of boolean expression. We are asking whether it is a not null. Here we are asking whether it is a null. So it is giving true. Yes, art and craft is a null. But here we are asking not null. It gives max is not null, so it's true. Science is not null, so it's true. But art and craft has a null value. It is a null, so it is giving false. Now we are going to check the conditions. So we are having marks underscore series. This is the variable which contains the mark. So we are checking mark series which is more than 75. So we are going to execute this. So we're gonna see mark series. This is the variable which contains our mark. Mark series is greater than 75. The criteria we are giving it as greater than 75. So pandas looks into the data set. Panda looks into the data set and it is deriving the answer. Science and social science are more than 75. Let's get back into the data set. See, we have math 60, science 89, English 70, social science 86. So this 89 and 86 are derived here, and while executing we are getting this answer. To assign 68 mark to art and craft. So we don't have any value in art and craft subject. It is of null value. Now we are going to assign a value. We know that equal to symbol assigns a value. If we are giving double equal to, it would be a condition. If we are giving a single equal to, then we are assigning a mark. If we are assigning with single quote, it will become a string. Now we are using just an integer and we are assigning a mark. So we gonna execute this. See, here we have NaN. Art and craft NaN. We don't have any mark here. Now we are assigning a mark. Art and craft is equal to 68. We are getting 68. Here we have to see the syntax. This is the data set. This is the data series. We could particularly say it as data series, the variable. In that we are indexing the subject name. It is an index of that subject name to check whether max mark are 73. As I said earlier, we are going to check the condition. See, here we are indexing with the square bracket which contains a string. Now we are using this dot operator to call this function, that is max. It is an index, so we are calling this index by using the dot operator. So we are going to check that whether the mark is 73. We know that the mark is 60, but we are just going to check that it is false. So we ask a question whether max is equal to, we are going to check whether the max mark which is equal to 73, that is we are checking it. We are using this double equal to operator and we are checking. So our statement has become false. We are getting answer in a boolean type, or we may use, see, these are the two methods for calling the column. That is, in case of data frame we used to say it as column. Here we are having this parameter or this function, so we are calling this using this method, or also we could use this dot operator. Here we have numpy random, so we are calling a function random. By using this we are going to see, this is the syntax, random size. So we gonna execute this. See, randomly it has selected some numbers, generating a sequence of 15 random number. Using this random, round off the number to the nearest integer. So even though the output is in float, we are just rounding it as a whole number like an integer, but we are getting the value in float itself. To find the square of the number, so square of a number is number into the number. So we are taking a variable square. We are using pd.series. This is, we have this random numbers stored in the variable num. So num into num, square dot index is equal to num. So we just assign this. The index is num. This index is num, which is randomly generated. The square we have is the value. So this is the index. As we saw earlier, subjects are index and the marks are value. Here the numbers, randomly generated numbers, are the index and the value is the square of it. So we could easily say 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, and 9 square is 81. So next we are going to assign name and object name, the index name and object name. Here we are simply having 5.0, 25.0. So as we code, we could understand that, but no one else who is newly seeing this can't understand this. So we are giving it as square dot name is square, square index dot name is number. Let's see the output. We are having square dot index, so name is number. Here the name is square. To obtain the value having index 7, so the index value is 7. See, the index value which is having 7 is 49. All value in the index 7 are obtained here. To extract a range of values specifying the location, the indexing starts from 0. The 7th position is not included. See, we are giving it as 3:7. We are just executing this. Now we have a range. So the range itself says it has a start point and it has an end point. So 3:7 is not the ratio here. We are just giving inside the square braces that the index starts from 0. As we know, by default the index starts from 0. Here we are saying it as the index starts by 3. We are giving 3 as the starting point and 7 as the end point. See, the 7 is not included. The 7th position is not included. 2, 3, 5, 6 we are getting, and the square root of that also generated here. And then the iloc. The word iloc is, we can use LOC also. LOC is known as location. iloc is index location. So we are locating the square is the variable in that index log 5. So we are getting 25. See, we have 5. 5 square value is 25. We are locking this and we are going to get only this set if you are locking 5, we will be getting 25 as answer. See, here also we are going to do the same. The 7th position is not included from this 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 6. You could say that if we are starting with 3, we are starting with, why we are starting with 2, but we have taken a random. So the numbers are generated in random. We have to see the entire set. This is of 0, 1, 2, 3. So the third position is of 2.0. Just we are doing it as a random thing. So we will be getting anything. Next time if you are doing, it will be up 6. We can't predict that. So we are going through it. We have to see the number. We have to see the index. So the index of third place is 2.0 and the index of sixth place is 6.0. We are getting this answer. Now rank series, we are going to get the marks. Again we are entering into the marks. We are going to see the function rank. We know rank. In our classes we will be getting rank, who is the first and who is the last. There will be a great war between us during the school days for getting ranks. So everyone has a clear idea about rank, I think so. This gives a position by which the rank is being generated. So here we have the ranking as descending. See, ascending is false. So we could know ascending is false mean it will be descending. We are ordering this. We are getting max as 4th place, science as 1st place, art and craft of 3rd, and social studies as 2nd. See, if we are looking into the data set, here we have 60 is the least mark among this. So 89 would be the first, 86 would be the second, 70 would be the third, and 60 would be the fourth. In between we have also assigned a value for art and craft, so we have to check the data set. See, almost it's same. That's it guys. We are done with Pandas series. In next class we will be discussing about the Pandas data frame. That would be much interesting than series, and we have many concepts in that. If we are good with Pandas and NumPy and other visualization libraries like Matplotlib and Seaborn, it is more enough for data analysis and treating the outliers, data pre-processing and cleaning the data set. These are the basic things. Before the building of ML models with statistical and mathematical knowledge, before that we have to know these key things which of NumPy, Pandas and visualization libraries, so that at least we could get the insights. We could derive something basically and we could visualize and we could manipulate the data using these things. These are the basic things in data science, and in the further classes we will be seeing the rest. Thanks for watching and share the video to people which it would be much useful.